Reaching your destiny is more than just about the outcomes you seek for your life. It's also about becoming and being your truest self. Patrick here. This is step 2, module B like Bravo, titled Values. Realizing your truest self is an evolution along the way to your destiny. And I'm suggesting you're not your truest self right now. Am I right? I think I'm right. But that's okay. It's normal. But is that something you can admit to yourself? Because at some point you sensed that, so you came to this program. Well, I want you to be proud of yourself for wanting to be an elite human being. And I am happy to help, so let's get to it. I believe there are several qualities that make up a person's truest self. And one of those core qualities is all about, well, you guessed it, your values. Your values could also be called your principles or behaviors that you consider important or desirable. Well, the objective of this module is quite a bit easier than the previous one about writing your obituary. Man, oh man, and Shevitz, that was challenging, wasn't it? But this objective, to identify your values, well, this one is way easier, and it is so you can better home in on who you really are as a person. Now, there will be several aspects in your answer to this question, and here's something I'd like you to ponder before writing down your answers. Can you own and be comfortable with your values? Because most people going through this process judge themselves. You've never done that, have you? They've judged themselves against what they think are their values, and you're going to do that too. You're also likely to identify values that you want to have, but you really don't practice at the moment. And that's perfectly okay. Because if you don't have a particular value, but you want it, well, you can have it. I give you permission. Give yourself permission. Just take it, but practice it. So what type of values am I talking about here? Well, I just said values are like principles. Values are ingredients to the core of your being. Values define you as a person. Your values are the moral principles that guide you. Living by your values helps you to effectively lead others and especially lead yourself. So what's most important to you? Values are what you believe are important in how you live, important in how you work, and important in how you play. Your values today probably are not the same values that you had when you were younger. And it's entirely possible your values will modify, change, as you gain experience and wisdom from life. That's a soft way of saying they'll change as you age, as you get older. And your values will not always match up with other people, but you already know that. But why is that? Well, the simple answer is because most of us are naturally attracted to people with whom we are similar. Similar because of our shared culture, how we talk, how we dress, what we do, what we eat, what we all value together. It's about what we have in common. Kind of makes sense, right? That we like to hang out with people who are like us. Knowing and owning your values helps you in aligning your life's purpose and creating your prime directive. Again, with the prime directive. Well, that is step 2, your personal prime directive. We're getting there. Just hang with it, man. You may be familiar with the famous and wildly popular self-help book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Covey's company is called Franklin Covey. A senior advisor there by the name of Scott Miller has some advice for us to consider, well, actually for you to consider when you're answering this question. He asks, how would you know you're living a life congruent with your values if you don't even know what your values are? That's a pretty good one. Another way to say this is that your actions, your behaviors should align with your values. And when your values are aligned with your actions, you may find that you'll feel better about yourself, that you'll have more confidence. You will need worksheet titled 2B Values for this module. And when you're answering the question, try to keep your answers to single words. Take your time, several days, if you feel like you have the need to contemplate your inner self. Please do not wait until the last minute before the assignment is due. Be different. Here are a few more things to think about when coming up with your answers. What are you proud of? What was it about your behavior that made you so proud? How were you acting? What were you doing? What makes you feel good about yourself? What have been your greatest successes, your greatest failures? Well, remember those behaviors, contemplate those behaviors, write down the values that support or prop up those behaviors. Here are some examples of values: loyalty, resilience, respect, honesty. See what I'm after? I want you to feel free to contact me with any questions. Remember that I am here for you. Good luck. I know you can do it.